Good morning. We're going live. It's the Hump Day Happy Chat. Going live in 3, 2, 1. Here we are. Happy Wednesday. We are live. I'm Valerie Sheppard coming to you from Trabuco Canyon, California, the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery, mastering you in your life so you can exquisitely manage whatever your life sends your way. Happy Wednesday. Hello, hello, hello. It's so good to be with you again. Here we are again. I'm excited about this morning. It was a beautiful morning, and we'll get to that in a minute. I hope that we are in February and I hope that this month of love has been juicy and delicious for you in every way that you've wanted it to be. Especially the most important way, which is that you are giving yourself loving, endearing, charming, juicy, delicious qualities. Like you are compassionate and harmonious with yourself. You're lifting yourself up. You're breathing love and light into you and what you do and why you're here and all of that magnificence. Like you catch yourself in the mirror and you say, "Hello, beautiful." And you mean it, no matter what. So here we are, another Hump Day Happy Chat. I'm excited today, as I said, and here's one of the reasons why. I would love for you to check out my Instagram. It's happy.to.be.me, happy.to.be.me. That's Instagram. I took a photo this morning, a daybreak photo, outside in my jammies on my deck. I was doing my morning Hello Gorgeous routine, and I caught a glimpse of the full moon in the sky as the sun's coming up. I love those moments. And I was just opening my shades, going about my routine. And I could feel it calling me. Like I had to stop what I was doing and put on some slippers and go outside and capture a picture of it. So I did. And I posted it on Instagram. And it reminds me of how simple, like the simple beauty of nature. And the point that I make with that picture is really about today's topic. What's bubbling up for you? So, sidebar, my favorite bubbles are soap bubbles. I used to play with them all the time as an adult. I still do. And my other favorite, of course, is pink champagne. Yes. And a shout out to my BFF, Liz, who turned me on to my latest favorite, Veuve du Vernay. If you need a pink champagne, hit me up. I'll tell you what mine. It's really delicious. So those are my favorite bubbles. But what we're talking about today is more about what's bubbling up in your life. What's bubbling up in your life? So here's the thing. I notice for myself, my students talk about it, my clients talk about it. We can get pretty entrenched, right? Life feels simpler when we just know our routine and we just go down that path. And this morning I was going through my routine, headed down my path. And then something said, would you like to take a moment and look at this, experience this, commune with this, be with this, let yourself be one with this? Yeah, the whole idea of, what's going on over there, right? So it's the rut that we get into might actually be taking us away from where we want to go. The rut just keeps us going down a path, which can be a great path. There's nothing necessarily wrong with the path. The question is, could the path be enhanced? Is there an aspect of a slightly different version or variation on that theme of that path? Maybe for a moment, maybe for the next several months, maybe for the rest of your life. Like, is the way we always do it the way that it should always be done? And the question is, what do we miss that's bubbling up in the present moment, that's in the here and now, that is the key to that happiness, fulfillment, success that all of this doingness is a part of, is the why. Like, I'm doing this because I want to create more happiness for myself, more fulfillment in my life as me. So like, have you ever watched water start to boil? It can be, if you really want it to boil right this minute, maybe not fun. But I love watching when the first bubble boop, rises to the surface. Like that bubble is telling me a change is happening to that water. It's getting up to that boiling point temperature that is going to be when I can use it for what it is I'm trying to transform. Usually it's my matcha green tea. But you can tell because the bubbles are coming, right? It's a precursor that rises to the surface. Well, there are bubbles just like those, maybe not exactly like those, but the concept of the bubble is happening in your life right now. Some of you jumped on this morning as you saw me go live and you interrupted what was happening in order to jump onto the bubble of this moment. So how many times in my life were bubbles calling me and I didn't really notice, or I noticed and didn't listen, didn't pay attention, didn't follow? There are so many. Someone would mention something and I'd hear it, oh, discount it. People would hand me business cards or introduce me to people and I would look at it, hear it, evaluate it, discount it. Sometimes it's my body saying, take a nap. Sometimes it's somebody saying, you need to meet this person. What is it for you? There are answers showing up from you, to you, for you, about you, in your life all the time. Your life is always speaking to you. But if you're not present because you're so busy in your rut, doing it the way you've always done it, our routines can do us in. I talk about this in my book. Our routines can do us in. The stuff that is the newness and the next level of joy and fulfillment in our lives can't get through because we're so busy with what we always do and the way we always do it. So what is this for you? So here's some tips, right? Okay, number one, always comes back to this. You got to be present. You got to be present in your life enough to kind of do a both and. I'm doing my routine, so I'm opening my shades. Oh, the moon. Don't just go, oh, look at the moon. I actually stopped what I was doing, put on some slippers, grabbed my phone, and went out and communed with the moon for 5 minutes. Did it add something to my day? Yes, it did. I loved it. And you can see the photos. But the whole idea is to lift your attention up. Lift your attention up, meaning pull up your head, look around. Wow, something's wanting my attention. Let's give it and see what's down that road. Let's see what's over there. Some people tell me, well, but how do I know it's really for me? Well, you can ask the message. There's a little mysticism happening in life all the time. I'm a big mystic. I believe in that the inner journey is where the answers lie. So you can lift your head up and then you can pull your head into the posture of looking inward. Like, what is it in this message? Is this for me? Is this about me? Is this to me? You can tell, especially, well, here's what I do also. If it comes more than once, I'm like, okay, now I've heard that name more than once. If I ask a question, should I be talking to this person? Should I be looking at this? And it shows up, little snippets. It's not necessarily the answer in the words that I would use, but little snippets show up. A person mentions it. I'm sitting down relaxing and I notice there's a television show on that mentions it. I talk to someone else and they're like, this is where I'm really wanting to go. Do you have any interest in that? Boom. It's like, well, there's 3. Something I should look at. It's not necessarily the exact answer. Do this, Valerie. Sometimes I get those. Or often it's don't do that. So be present. If you're wanting to know, is the message really for me? Talk to the message. Create a relationship with the message. This morning when I saw the moon, I was like, you're calling me, aren't you? And I went out and said, hello, moon. I'll be talking about it all day, and I'm so grateful that I was able to capture the moment in photos. The next thing is to be curious. Like, it's really critical. Be curious, be inquisitive. Don't just brush it off, especially if what you're noticing, the bubble itself, is actually coming from a channel you would not normally expect. Notice it. The bubble coming from the channel you would not normally expect. So the one story that I have has to do with my hair. And a woman at my church talked to me, and it's interesting because I had been saying, I got to find a new hairstylist. This was several years ago. I need to find a new hairstylist. I was driving up to LA, Beverly Hills, getting my hair done, and it was falling out. The woman there who had been referred to me, my hair was just falling out. I had the shortest hair I've ever had. And I kept saying, I need a new hairstylist. I need a new hairstylist. I wasn't necessarily asking people. I was just saying that, holding that sort of posture, that prayer, that energy within. And someone from my church who I didn't really know and didn't expect to know about my hair suggested that I go to this hair salon and gave me the card of the hair salon. And I looked at it and I was so grateful. Thank you so much. Because I kind of discounted that she would know anything about my hair. I didn't even know the woman really. We just went to we were in the same lovely church community. I discounted it. That was the first time. Then, second time it came up, it just was I just kind of saw the card laying on my desk. Didn't do anything about it. Third time, I asked another member of my congregation back then, your hair is so beautiful. Where do you get your hair done? And she gave me, believe it or not, the exact same card. I mean, for the exact same business. My card was at my house, but she gave me the same card. I went there, and I've been going back ever since. But here's the point. The first time it came around, I wasn't paying attention, and I discounted it. So your curiosity, especially if the message is coming from a place that you're kind of like, I don't usually get messages, or you think that is not the right message, or not message, right messenger. Because I discounted the messenger, but the messenger was correct. The message was correct. That's a tongue twister. The other thing for being inquisitive is go toward it. Take one step. If you just take one step forward, you can see, wow, what happens next? If I take one step forward, does it unfold? In my life right now, what's going on is I've been saying, I need the support in what I'm doing in my business. I feel like I need some help. And so I have been saying, I'm just positive the right energy is going to show up for me that's going to help me unlock what's inside me. And then a friend said, I had a dream, and I saw you and so merge in this meditation. It's like a lucid dream inside my meditation. So I didn't even stop. Now, that's not a person who I would normally expect to give me wisdom on what it is I should be. It's just, we talk about those things, and here comes from a meditation. I immediately called the person, and things are bubbling up inside that relationship, and I'm so excited about what's possible. So I took one step, and then you take another, and then you take another as you see what happens. I call this curiosity and this moving forward. I call it something I used to say to my beloved best friend Maggie, my dog, Maggie May. It's called ears up, tail up. And this is a picture of Maggie. She's this one, the littler one. That's her cousin, Rommel. That's my mom's dog. Both have left, and they are playing together, I'm sure. But if you notice now, a German Shepherd's ears are always up, but Maggie didn't have that. Maggie has the golden retriever's fluffy ears. But they usually just kind of plop down. But when she was excited about something, when she was curious, like, what's happening? What's coming next? Usually it was, are you going to throw the ball? Is that a cat I can chase and eat? Or can you give me a treat, Mom? There was the ears up, tail up. Her tail would rise up, her ears would rise up, and she would have this curious energy of what's going on? What's going on? And so that's what I'm talking about. When messages show up and you're like, before you discount it like it's not for me, go ears up, tail up. What's that curiosity that gives you the next step, right? All the answers don't necessarily come at once. Some people get downloads like that. Other times it's just the nugget that gets you moving the next place. And then another nugget. It's like seeing little pearls along your path. Stop and pick one up. See what it has for you. Catch yourself discounting because it's not what you thought it should be. Change-ups are a part of being called in a new direction that is for you, from you, to you, by you. And they're happening all the time, I promise. So Winston Churchill just said, I love this quote. He is quoted as saying, everyone stumbles over the truth from time to time. The problem is that most of them pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and hurry along as if nothing ever happened. Yikes. So, what's bubbling up for you? Are you hearing that inner voice say over and over, this isn't working, stop doing it this way, and you're pushing through because that's the way you've always done it? Are you conditioned to struggle and strive and work hard? And so taking a break. Have you been told winners never quit? And so you're not stopping, even though the handwriting's on the wall. Something about this thing that you're trying to make happen, I'm going to make it happen. Maybe it doesn't want to happen right now. Or maybe it doesn't want to happen the way you're doing it. Something's off in the equation. And what might be bubbling up is a call to let it go. Maybe not forever. Let it go for now. Go for a walk. Have an ice cream. Blow some bubbles. So notice the bubbles bubbling up in your life. What are they calling you into? What are they calling you away from? Your happiness, fulfillment, and success may be depending on it. Okay, that's it for today's Hump Day Happy Chat. I want to tell you the next Happier Camper masterclass is happening next Thursday, February 28th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. You can go to my website at happy2beme and look for the masterclass and you'll get all the information, happy2beme.net. And I'll soon be talking about something that's really bubbling up. I'm coming back to doing my own retreats. The first time I'll be running my own retreat since the stroke. I'm so excited. It's going to be June in the Santa Cruz, the Redwood Forest outside Santa Cruz, California. 3 days called This Is How You Soar. I hope you'll come play with me. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm bubbled up about that. Yay! Okay, many, many blessings. Thank you for joining. Mwah, mwah. Watch for the bubbles. Bye now. Bye now. Hump Day, Happy Chat, signing off. Many blessings. Mwah.